Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, hello everyone. Sorry for the whole delays. I just finished having the test, so it was quite difficult coming in. Right. So my name is Omoshiweni Fomwa. I'm my 5th year at Covenant University, and I'm thankful for this privilege by SPE Lagos for me to speak on the basics of the fundamentals of Microsoft Excel. It's something I love working with. It's something I enjoy working with. And I promise you guys that today we're going to learn together. We're going to grow together. We'll learn some few things. I also might learn a few things, but we're all going to grow together. Okay? So yeah, without wasting more time, let us quickly dive in. All right. So Microsoft Excel fundamentals. Okay.
If you confirm you are still on this call, we can hardly hear you.
Okay. So sorry, everyone. So sorry. Okay. Can everyone hear me clearly, please? Sorry. Can everyone hear me clearly?
It's better now. Thank you. It's better now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Once again, I welcome everyone to the Microsoft Excel Fundamentals training. So I'm really excited to be here. Grateful to SPE Lagos for this opportunity to be here. I'm also grateful to the student chairperson, Pastor Emeke, for giving me this privilege to speak and talk about my knowledge of Microsoft Excel. Is indeed a privilege for me. I'm also grateful for my school. I'm here to share what I have, and I hope together we'll grow and learn something. Okay. So without wasting any more time, my name is Fndamentals. I'm in my 5th year at Covenant University studying petroleum engineering. And we're going to go through a few things, and we'll round it up with a project, a mini project, which we could use as a take home and probably add to our portfolio in case we might need to use it. So yes, so welcome to Excel. So Excel is a lovely skill to have. It's something that is quite easy to learn. I mean, the interface itself is something that once everyone sees, it's something it's something you can play around with. I mean, everyone that sees Excel, to me, the first time I saw Excel, I just fell for it. I just liked using it. And if you keep on using it, you enjoy it more. There's a lot more you can do with Excel, right? So the first thing, that was a welcome message. Then I will go through what Excel is all about, why we should use Microsoft Excel, understand, okay, the different aspects Microsoft Excel has been applied. Then we'll go through some basic functions. Then lastly, we'll do a mini project together. Okay. Yeah, so Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet package used for data entry, organization, sorting of data, as well as visualization to describe trends. Wow. So when you mean a spreadsheet package means they're like tables, let's say rows and columns. Those are spreadsheet packages. It has with all those rows, columns, and putting data, they're most likely spread packages. And Microsoft is one of them. In fact, Microsoft Excel is, like when I say, the main package. You want to mention Microsoft Excel. We use Microsoft for almost everything we could talk about. Complex mathematical calculations, all right? Go into analysis or more business analysis, yes, data analysis, why Excel is really important. Of other programs we could use, advanced one like SQL, programming, and the rest. Well, Excel is like the foundation. When you get your first data, when you get to the office, you're working with a team or something, and it's okay, put this data here. The first thing they pull out is Excel. It's very vast. It's very simple to compute. So that's why we're using Excel. Yeah, so as I said, Excel plays a very important role in every sector. Are we talking about finances? Are we talking about the businesses? When we talk about businesses, we're talking about the sales. By the time you're trying to calculate, okay, how much profit am I going to get? How much revenue are we going to generate as a business? Questions like that, those are the works of Excel. Excel makes it easier for everyone. It's just about imputing them and getting your result. It's more of like an organized version of storage, okay? Put your things there, you can come back to it and you're making profit, you're making losses. Excel is very, very important. School uses it to calculate and store student results, transfer fees payments, also document procedures. Okay, so you can, like when we're in school now, like let's say you're having a whole set, everyone's names are on a particular list, maybe they are paid or not. Excel does that for you. It's just very broad, very basic. It could get advanced at some point, but it's like the first application for everything that has to do with imputing data. Once you put your Excel there, you can put in anything. It becomes easier to use. It just becomes very vast. And in the oil and gas sector, I just did a brief research on it. Not like I'm working there, but Excel is also very wide. What I wrote here was the major and streamlining reports analyze past and present oil prices and make forecasts to enhance profitability. It goes much more than that. If you ask any oil and gas professional the rules of Excel, they might mention stuff like maybe they could tell you stuff like maybe an analyst. I know we have different kind of analysts. There are production analysts, there are drilling analysts. There are a lot of people that work with that data. There are financial experts in the oil and gas sector. There are a lot of people that make use of recording figures, making decisions, coming together, calculating this, calculating that, because they need feedback in the oil and gas sector. They need to make some informed decisions. Okay, so that's why Excel is really, really important. Excel is really important. Even in school here, the tasks they give us, we have some that we have to plot graphs. We're talking about permeability curve, like the exam I wrote today, all those curves and everything. It was Excel we used for them. The classwork was Excel. So even before we get out there, they're already training us that Excel is very important. So let's say in major sense, or what I'm trying to say essentially is that you have to use Excel, whether you like it or not, as you're entering any space that has to be documenting, organizing, particularly those that have to do with figures. Excel is your best bet. It's like your starting bet. It's something that you look at and you can easily understand. Okay, so yes, let's move on. Okay, what's this? Yes. Now, the overview of the Microsoft Excel interface. This is how the Microsoft Excel interface looks like. I might need to move out of this screen, probably just to open to show how, to give us a better understanding of what Excel is. So, yes. So while that is still loading, I'll just be speaking on this. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is the overview of the Microsoft Excel interface. Right? Yes. So, and when I spoke the first time, the first thing I spoke about was a spreadsheet. And a spreadsheet is basically made up of rows and columns. Rows and columns. Now, the rows are the vertical ones. That is the ones going from the one that has the numbers. Let me try and use a pen or something to write on this. Okay, come in. Okay. While this is good, I'll have loved to use. Okay. Let me try and open the Excel again before anything happens. Okay. I'll just probably use this thing to work with. Okay. Okay. I think it's open. Okay. Come in, guys. Okay. Well, while it's still open, just continue. I'm looking for this annotation and bar, trying to write on this so we can all see what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me come here. Let me just create another page. Oh, yeah, I'm back now. So, can everyone confirm they can see this? Has to be very clear. Okay. Can everyone see this? Yes. Oh, yes. Can everyone see this? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Osi. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, now I'm back here. So Excel, a spreadsheet is basically made up. Let's say Excel is a spreadsheet, and a spreadsheet made up of cells. What are cells? Cells are basically combinations of rows and columns. Rows and columns. What are columns? Columns are the vertical boxes you can see here. From this A down, it's a column. B is a column. C is a column. So basically, the column have alphabets with them. You can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Those are columns. Okay, so those are basic columns. Then for the rows, we have the horizontal ones, the ones that starts with the numbers. You can see one, all this one here, one. You can see two. This one here is a column. From here like this. Like this is a row, sorry. 1, 2 is a row, 2 is a row. Okay, so all those ones are row. And once they intersect, they form a cell. This is a cell. So a cell is a combination of rows and columns. Rows and columns make up a cell. Okay, now what other here, and so this is where the reference in the name box is. This is the name box. This is where we have a cell referencing. Like now, this box I'm in, this is on the C column and on the 5th row. So that's why you can see C5. If I come here, like it will be the H, it will be H on the H column and the 9th row. That's why I'm saying H9 here. So that's the cell reference in here. And here we have different menus where we have the insert, the page layout, the insert. You want to insert different things like your tables, your pivot tables, your pictures, you have there your charts. This is what insert, this is where you have all those things in. The page layout, we have, okay, you have one picture margins, your orientation, is a landscape or portrait, the size, the print area, the bricks, this is where you have them. The formulas, you have your formulas here. You have, you can see there are a bit of financial here, some logical formulas. You have your text. You can do a bit of calculations. You know, you can even start a function here. What am I missing here? Okay, I think I should return to this. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, yeah, this is the formula bar. I should have showed you that. This is the formula bar. Can anyone still see the screen? Because it's showing me here that this screen sharing is paused. Can anyone still see the screen? Okay, I guess so. It is paused. Don't know what's going on. Let me try and share again. Okay, where was I? Let me share. Okay, I can see it now. So yes, this was, I said this was the formula. I was trying to form. This is the formula bar here where we type our formulas. Okay, any formula you need to do, is it the addition, subtraction, all those formulas you need to do, we just put it here. That's why the formula bar is created. Okay. What about field handle? We have active cell. Active cell is where we are presently on, where you have a value here. I mean, let's say my name, let's say if and these main things around it. This is my active cell. So inside the active cell, you have my name inside. All right. And this field handle is basically for filling the next few columns. You can see now when I kept my name here, I use a few handle. Delete again to show what was my name here. Again, and this is the, so right now we put the field handle and drag it one step forward to get an, that's the field handle. Okay, so that was basically what the field handle does. That's basically what the field handle does. Okay, so let's go forward again. Is there anything? Yeah, I mentioned that. So you have a worksheet here, or you have a sheet one, the bike bias. These are various sheets. And when we have more than one, all worksheets are located in the workbook. So that's why most times you see, when you're opening Excel, you see Excel workbook. A workbook is the combination of worksheets. So as we have a sheet one here, we have bike bias sheet here. They're all worksheets and they're located in the workbook. Take a workbook like a normal book we have, where we have different pages. Okay, we have different pages located in it. Okay? We have different pages. So that's basically the same thing Excel does. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move a bit forward. Right. Now, the data types in Excel. Now, in Excel, there are broadly three data types. I mean, four data types, sorry. We have the text, we have the logicals, we have the number, and we have the error. Now, the text are the words, your name. Like I type my name here. Let me go back here again. Let me go back to the Excel page. Okay. Text. Let me use this. You can see everything here. This is data set we're going to using for the project. So as you can see here, you see bachelors. We can see partial college, see bachelor, but high school. You know, these are text. These are text. So text are basically words that we put in Excel. So we classify them as text. Yeah. So, okay. Then the next one, the numbers, or yes, that's the numbers. We have this one here. You can see the IDs here. These are the numbers we use here in Excel. Yes, these are numbers we use here in Excel. So anything that's a number, we have a number data type too. So Excel accept number data types. They accept text data types. Now, Excel also accepts logical. Logical are like true or false values. Okay. Let me see if I can create one here. Can I? Okay, let me try and create a cell here. I'll probably use this to explain. Okay. They're basically true or false. Okay, so if I may jump a bit here, but I just want to show what the logicals are like. If this is greater than, let's say 100,000. Let's say if this is greater than 100,000. Okay. True. Then false. Okay. Let's come here. That's not written. Okay, I see the problem. Let me go back. Okay, I'm just trying to. False. Okay. Let me try this. Okay. Okay. Now, basically, what happened here is, okay, everything is still showing false, but there's a problem with the code. What I'm just trying to say is, the true and false values are basically the logical values. That's what I'm just trying to prove here. I don't know what's going on here, but the true and false values are the logical values. So once you say something is true or something is false, you're just being logical here. Okay, so that's what logical values are in Excel. They are basically just true and false statements. All right, so that's what I was trying to explain. Okay. Now the error values. The error values, I just kept this picture here because I think it basically describes the error values are. So there are different error values. There are about, I think I've about 4 or even more, right? But these are just like a few. Now, you can see here, the one that is hash div divided by 0 with the exclamation mark divided by 0 error. That's divided by 0 error. So by the time you have a value or a number and you divide by 0, it's going to give you this error. We could try that. Let me go back to the Excel sheet. Okay, let me just come here. Let's say we have 5 here and we have 0 here. Okay, we could do equal to 5 divided by 0. You can see it gave us the div divided by 0 error because we divided by 0. So once Excel sees that it's not normal to Excel, so Excel is going to flag that and tell you, okay, this is an error. This is a hash div divided by 0 error. So divided by 0 error. So yes, the next one. Okay, let me go back to the page. So yeah, so basically I've talked about the 4 data types in Excel. We have the text, we have the logicals, we have the number, and we have the error. So it's very important. Excel takes all 4 of this, right? So the next one. So when you're creating we're going to get a little bit deep into things now. So when creating formulas in Excel, always begin with the equal sign. That is, if you open an Excel, let's say you want to formula or something, always start with Excel. Let's take for want to put I do just 6 plus 7. Nothing happens. Okay, let me just make use of the formula bar so to show that it's useful. Okay, so if I do equal to, let's say 6, I'll go to like this, equal to 6 plus 7. You can see we have 13. What made the difference was just the equal to sign. And in Excel, we write formulas almost every time, because actually that's why we're using Excel. So we write formulas almost every time. Almost every time. So when you're writing a formula, always begin with the equal to sign. Equal is very important. In the project, we might work with, I think we'll most likely work with something relating to that. But just to consider when writing a formula, always put the equal to sign. It will make sure the program runs, make sure that code runs, yeah, in programming terms. Okay, so yeah, no, yeah, basically, actually, there are 3 ways of referencing the cell. I didn't include the last one. The first one is relative referencing. The second one is absolute referencing. And the third one is the mixed referencing. So relative referencing is just referencing like a particular cell. Let me open the Excel so I'll just demonstrate all this so you have a better understanding. If I come here and I do something like, okay, let me come here. If I do something like equal to this plus this, that's 20. If you look at the formula bar here, let me come back. I'm trying to answer. Yes. So look at formula bar here. We have J5 plus K5. These are relative referencing because they are just referencing, okay, this particular cell and this one. It's just like, they're just referencing this one and this one. So it's relative, just referencing each one of them. I'll show you the difference between the three of them so you understand. So relative referencing does not contain a dollar sign. As for example, I said A4. This one also, this G2 times H2 doesn't contain dollar sign. By the time looking at absolute referencing, it makes use of a dollar sign. The dollar sign is to make it static. Now, let me explain how. I need to use this. Should I use this? Okay, let me try and create a set of values. Okay, let's say okay, let's say 4, let's say 7, let's say 5, let's say 4, 5, 8, let's say 7, and let's say 4. Okay, now let's say now let's look at this. Equal to, let's try and multiply these two together. This times this, we'll get 91. Let's try and fill it down. It will apply to the same thing. Okay, we get 4 times 7, 28. But let's try and put a dollar sign. Let's see what we'll get. Okay, let's put a dollar sign in front of this. Put a dollar sign here. In front of this, put a dollar sign in front of 5. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now you can see there is a difference. What happened was this. When I kept the dollar sign, I made this J5 static. That is, every number on this row multiplies with just this 7 here. Okay, so that's the essence of that dollar sign. This 13 here multiplies with 7. This 7 here multiplies with this 7 here. This 5 here multiplies with this 7 here. That's why I got 35. This 7 here multiplies with this 7 here. That's why I got 49. This 8 here multiplies with this 7 here. That's why you get 56. So just to make it static. And if I say in just one way, I think I was able to clarify between relative and absolute. And if you look at these two, you can see there's an absolute referencing here, and there's also a relative referencing here. So they are mixed. We have both of them in one formula. So that's what the mixed reference is all about. Mixed reference is not making use of the absolute referencing and the relative referencing. This is relative referencing, this is the absolute referencing. Now, let me try to explain something also about the absolute referencing. If okay, let me try and move the dollar sign in front of the 5. Let's see what happens. Okay. It still give us the same thing. I'm just trying to see how things work in here. Okay. So if I try and put those, sometimes it could just change. We have other values here. Let me try and move this. Okay, let me try and do this. Okay, now. So you can see here, I just reference only the fifth row of this. You can see only the fifth row of this J. It still gave me this. That is, I'm hanging on to this fifth row here. This 7 times 7 will give 49. This 7 times 5 will give 35. 7 times 7 here will give 49. 7 times 8 will give you 56. So there are different ways you could do them, depending on the kind of data you're faced with, depending on the kind of numbers you have, and depending on the operation you want to carry out. So you could put the dollar sign here, or you can put it here, depending. All right. So let's move forward. Let's go on a bit. Okay. Now, sorting and filtering. So sorting and filtering, when you're working with data sets, your data needs to be structured. That is where sorting and filtering comes in. So sometimes when, let's say as a data analyst or somebody working with data, let me put it in that sense, because we all work with data one way or the other. So as someone working with data using Microsoft Excel, there are some things you want in your data. There are some things that you want to find out about your data. There are some conditions you want your data to meet. And there are some ways you might want to arrange your data set. So that's where you sort and you filter. The sort and filtering just matches things based on some condition. Okay, you want a particular set of values. That's when you sort and filter. Let's take, for example, let's go back to this, our Excel sheet. I'm just trying to use this one to explain. No, let me delete this. This is not necessary. Deleting this. Okay. Let's delete this one. Okay, so we're back to the normal. Yes, come back now. What was that again? Yeah, so sorting and filtering. So you can come and you can sort and filter by coming to the data tab here. By the time you come to the data tab, you have the ones, you have the queries from the table. You can get your data from other sources. You can sort like this. So this is a filter option we're going to be making use of here. As you can see, Excel is really wide. You can see other things you can do here, what if analysis, the forecast sheet, which are also very important, but that is more advanced. Okay, so yes. So we click on the filter tab. You don't necessarily need to put your, let me undo this so that you see what I'm doing again. So you don't necessarily need to put your cursor here, to have the filter tab. You can as well keep it here and put your filter. It automatically comes to the top here. Now, okay, now look at this. Now this is the filtering option. By the time I open, let's say I open the first one, it shows me, okay, all the numbers from, all the IDs from 11,000 to about, let's say, over 30,000, right? Or close to 30,000. That's what it does. If I decide to come like this and I do, okay, sort by, maybe, I do sort by smallest to largest, you can see everything adjust. But let's see if I highest this, can you see everything will adjust? There's also a way I could do a bit of filtering. Let's see, number filter. Yes, number filter. If I do greater than, we have 11,000 here. Greater than, let's say ID greater than, let's say 13,000. Let's put 13,000. Okay. You can see automatically giving us the ones that are greater than 30,000 on this space. Everything here is greater than 13,000. You can see 13, 14, 15. That's what the filter does for you. Let me undo this. Now, so we're back to here. Let's see also, you want to, now we're having, you can see we have in the education column, you can see we have bachelor's, we have graduate school, we have high school, we have partial school, we have partial high school. You can decide to remove the partial high school. You can decide to remove the high school. Let's see what it does. I see, okay, you can see some values are missing. How do you know values are missing? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see 8 is not here because probably that is part of the things we removed. So automatically, Excel does that for you once you just tell them what you want. So let me return this back. Let's go in the partial high school. So that's how sorting and filtering works. It's based on the condition you want. That, okay, I want a value greater than this. You impute it there and you get what you want. In the educations also, we can see what we did there. We just even remove the values there and we kept, and the Excel gave us the remaining. So once we have filtered out the something, Excel gives us what is left. So basically we sort it and we filter it. You can sort in ascending order, you can sort in descending order. You can sort based on maybe greater than something, less than something, equal to something. The sorting, and once you're able to input your sorting and filtering by going to the data tab, you're able to make use of that. Okay, let's go back to our page. Now, the conditional formatting. Let's do conditional formatting. Conditional formatting helps you to make trends and patterns. in your data more obvious. Now, when we go to make use of this data again, I think it's just a good explanation. But probably I could let me just look at the picture here is only saying a lot, but I'll still explain the data. Now, what is happening here, just like a school report, it's quite tiny. Let me try and open something related to that. Let me see if I have something like that here. Okay, I think this is it. It should be it. Let's try and open this. And then what? Just look at it clearly so that yes, this is it. Now, very good. Now, as you can see here, you can see beside each some values, there are some things that are different. Like now you can see a green beside the 10, a green circle beside the 10. We can see yellow beside the 6. We can see 8 here beside the green. You can see this beside this one. What was done was conditional formatting. So what conditional formatting is that based on some particular conditions, it's going to display something different. It's going to show you some distinct value. Now let's come here. Let's try and highlight this. I'm trying to highlight this. Okay. Then I go to conditional formatting here. Then I go to then I go to color scales. Let's go to top and bottom rows. Okay, let's say top 10 items. Okay. Now you can see what it came up here. The top 10 items, they wrote light red fill with dark red text. Let's try this. Let's see this. You can see here, these items here are already filled with red. Let me choose a better color so you probably see it clearer. That's the top 10 items. Let's say I choose, let me go on, I'm going to look for black. Yes, fill. Let's go to black. Okay. Hope that has edited. Okay, that didn't reflect. Let me go back again to edit it so to reflect. Custom format, black color, black. Why is this not changing? Okay. Why this is not working? But let's try another color here. Let's say green fill. Green fill. Okay, I didn't highlight it. Let me highlight it again. Sorry, I didn't highlight it. Let me highlight this. I'm going to conditional formatting. Then top 10 items. Then we come to custom format. We'll pick black. Okay, I guess this should work. Or this is working. Can you see now? Now, if you look at them, you can see the top 10, we have 10, which is the highest actually, so it's shaded in black. We have 8, we have 9, we have 10, we have 10. So all these ones are the highest values, and conditional formatting helps us to do that. Now let's try another one again. Let's go, let's try this one. Let's say no, this 100% looks so something different. Okay, let's try let's try this one. You're going to use another condition for this. Okay, so I think I go to conditional formatting. Let's say, okay, we have one here, greater than. You can see greater than. Let's say greater than 90. What happened to it? We're going to put, maybe let's do black again. What I'm doing black so that it will be very visible. Okay, black, very visible. Then I say okay. I click on okay. You can see here, this one's automatically turned black. Let me change the text color to probably red or something so you can see clearly. I'll try red. Okay, yes, red. This 2, let's put this as red. Let me try and expand this. Okay, and these 2, let's put it as red. So yes, you can see I wrote the condition I gave it was greater than 90. And the only values that are greater than 90 is 98, 100, and 100. Okay, so conditional formatting, and I gave the conditional color of black. So anywhere it sees a value greater than 90, it's going to shade it black. So it's easier to identify trends that way. By the time you put the conditional formatting, you're able to see clearly that, okay, yes, there's something wrong with it. You're able to see a trend, you're able to see a pattern. That conditional formatting helps us to understand. The other ones here you can see too, where you can see true values. What this conditional formatting is just saying here is it's quite simple. Anywhere you see a true value, put it in red. The background, the fill that cell with red. And you can see each one here is filled with like a light red color, everything here, and the rest is just plain black. We didn't give those ones any format. What they just told this column was, this particular column was just make any true value, make it red. That's what it's saying. Okay. I'm seeing a few questions. Probably, do you mind if I answer them at the end of the class? Or let's see if I sometimes I'll quickly answer. Okay, how did you create the small colored balls? Okay, that's fine. I'll create that now. The same thing we just do. We'll highlight this, the particular cell. Let's see we're highlighting this cell. Let's go to conditional formatting again. Let's go to icon sets. You can see all the icons we have. We have different icons here. Because you have the arrows. We have this other shape here. We have this ones. You can see this is where I got my circles from. Right? So we have like they call it 3 traffic lights. So by the time I put this here, just watch. You can see we have it here too. Let me expand this a bit so you see it. So what it's saying is green stands for like the highest values. So as you go down towards 60, you see it's changed to yellow. Okay, so as you now go down to the list, it changed to red, probably from 50 downwards. Let me try and see whether it's 50 downwards. Let's see. Let's make this 50. Okay, I don't want to alter with this. Okay, so what's the condition here? Okay, I just want to show you that. Okay, what's C8? C8 times C2, C8, C8 divided by, make this, let me try make this 100. Okay, right, so I see, okay, I'm looking at C and row 2, C row 2 times this. Let me try and make this, let's make it 2. Just want to try something out. 2. Let's try 2. Wow, okay. We have 5,000 here, all right? So this C8 divided by C2, what's our C2? Our C2 is, that is column C, row 2. Can you put that together? Column C, row 2. Okay, so just this column. Now remember the first time when I spoke about I'll call this again, when I spoke about the relative and absolute, absolute referencing. You can see what happened here is this C2, you can see this C2 here, we got 5,000 here. This C2 here is talking about, this C2, the second column is talking about here. So on this again, this 5,000. So the C8, this is the C8 here. Let me come here. The C8 is where you have this 100, and the C column 2. Let for C. This here, we're freezing this. So you have something like that here. I think there's an error going. I think there's an error here. Let me just undo this. There's just an error here. But basically what it's trying to say is, let me come back here. That there's some set of values. So from 100 to about 60, From 100 to about 70, you have your green. From 100 to about even 80, it's even 80. From 100 to about 80, you have your green. From about 60 downwards, about probably 50, you have your yellow. Then from 40 downwards, you can see it's red. That's what happened here. So I hope I answered your question. Okay. Okay. Okay, and someone said, did you talk about 3 types of errors? I said there are more than 3, but I just spoke about the basic one that I could find here. Basic one let me go back to the slide. Okay. Yeah, I spoke about divide by 0 error, the invalid number error. Let's say you put the wrong number there. And this one, non-applicable error. Imagine just dividing. Let's try one example. So I use this. Let me use this. Let's use my other Excel sheet here. Let's say I do this. Let's see, I have a letter here. Let me put A. Okay. Okay. This is equal to this. Let's say divided by this. Let's say the error that comes out here. You can see the value error because there's a problem here because you're dividing a number by an alphabet. So there are different kinds of errors. There are different errors. You could see this was not even, I don't think this was part of the ones I kept here. There was no even value error. So there are different ones you find here. And once you put your cursor on them and look at this yellow sign here, say if value is used in the formula, the value used in the formula is of the wrong data type. You can see you can't use an alphabet to divide a number. So that's what it's trying to highlight here. Okay, so there are different kinds of errors. Once you just see it, the best way to understand them is just look at this caution sign here. The caution sign is telling you that a value used in this formula is of the wrong data type. So it explains to you. That's the beautiful thing about Excel. You just know your problems almost immediately. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's move forward. Right. Okay. Have I skipped anything? Okay, so that's about that. That is that for conditional formatting. So based on certain conditions repeated by the user, the conditional formatting automatically functions to meet that specific condition. All right. So let's move forward. So now we have a pivot table. A pivot table is just used to summarize, compare, and analyze data with the help of a pivot. Okay, you can compare and summarize and analyze data with the help of a pivot table. So a pivot table is basically that. Sorry? Okay. Okay, so a pivot table is that tool that we can use to summarize our data. We want to do a brief analysis. In our project, there's something we are going to work on, how to use pivot table. Let me show you where you can get them. Now, when you go to insert, the pivot table is here. Let's just create one. Okay, we created a new sheet here. I created a new sheet so that I want you to see a clear picture of the pivot table. Now, so let's say insert pivot table in the insert tab. Now they said select a table or a range. Okay, let's go to the table already. The table we're going to be using is this bike bias table. So we click on this small icon here. By the time we click on this, okay, then it's asking for, okay, where should we get this value from? That's why it's blinking there. So you come to this bike bias data set, this one here, you click on this. And we click on this first one. Let's do Control A. By the time you do Control A, it selects everything. And we come here, we click on this small icon again. Then it said in a new worksheet or existing worksheet. The new worksheet we are on is the sheet 2. So let's do okay. Now you can see this is the pivot table here. And pivot table here, what is showing, you can see around this side here. We have the ID, the marital status, the gender, the income, everything that was in this bike bias data set as a header. Let me go up. Okay. So everything you can see here at the header here, the pivot table just brought it down easily for us. So by the time you want to make some comparisons, let's say for example, this is gender. You bring the gender here. Let's say you want to put the genders here in the rows column. You can see the female and male. You now want to do, you can bring the gender here also and put it under values. Now, you can see that under the female, we have 501. For the male, we have 525. So just to summarize your data easily for you, we can just make use of the pivot table. Right, so we can see here that the pivot table made us to understand that in this data set we're working with, we have about 501 females and 525 males. So in total, the pivot table gave us a count of 1,026. So the pivot table is very essential when you're doing your summaries, when you're doing your analysis. Very, very, very important. That's what the pivot table is there for. And if you're working on anything that has to be, even before you build a chart, most times you might need to use a pivot table because it just breaks things down easily for you. It makes everything more streamlined. Let me use that word. A pivot table is very, very important. And yeah, so I want to here. It helps to streamline and communicate our findings better. Yeah, so some basic functions, some basic Excel functions. So we have the sum function. Sum is just saying, it's just addition. We're adding numbers together. All right. And you can see here what the bracket is saying. Anyway, you see a bracket is an optional argument. Most of, like in case you want to add another number, like now we have a number 1, in case you want to add number 2. That's why the optional argument is there in case you want to add. So that's why it's there. Let us try using some of these Excel functions. Okay. Okay, let's come here. Should I use which data set should I use that has better numbers? Okay, I've already used one here. Let me just delete this. Okay, and delete. Let's delete this. Now, let's put this sum. That's right. Let's put sum here. Okay. So sum, I know we want to start any formula. Sum is a formula. So we start with the equal to sign. We do the equal to sum. By the time we put S, you've seen a lot of options. And SUM. So you open the bracket. When you open the bracket, there's something called a range of cells. That is, from, let's say, where you have, let's say you have values here. Like now we have values here. From here to here is a range of cells, or from here to here to any blank is a range of cells. Anyway, you have cells together, you call them a range of cells. So now we're going to make a sum of the range of cells. Now let's look at this. We'll put our first, put our cursor here, and we'll try and drag it down. How do we drag it down? You make use of this command, shift, and keep on dragging it. Shift and the down arrow key. So by the time you shift, keep pressing shift and down arrow key. Keep on holding shift. Don't be pushing the down arrow key. Keep on going. So you get to the last one. You can see the range of cells given here is C4 to C20. So you're adding everything from the cell C4 to the C20. So let's close the bracket and add enter. You can see we have 133. Now, that is just for range of cells. Now I want to try and make use of, let's say, the optional argument. All right. So let's say you have, I might need to create something here. Let me create a set of numbers. Let's say 4, let's say 5, 6, 7, or let's say 6. Equal to, we'll follow what is given to us here. Sum. Okay. Then sum. We said number 1. What I'll do for number 1, I'll click on this. Instead of me typing 4, I'll go to that cell O2. Click on this. That's my. Once I put my comma, you can see this place is more highlighted. It's a little bit darker than this. That's okay. What's the next argument you want to put inside? Okay, I said I'll put this one. If there's not enough, I'll put my comma. It's actually for the third one. I put this one. Okay, that's not enough. I can put my comma, then put the last one. I think that's all. Then let's press enter. You can see we have 21. If you add this, you get 21. So that's how the sum function works. Let's try one or two before moving to the next page. Now, let's try the average function. The average. Let's go to average. Yes. Okay, I can use this one here. So let's do an average for this range of cells here. So the same thing we did again. We'll do our equal to. Let's do A, B. You can see our average is even written here. You can as well just click on it, or you could just keep on typing. Let's just keep on type average. Then open the bracket. It also has its own optional argument. You can put an average of one number. It's just asking. You can put two, optional. So we want an average of this range of cells here. So let's come here. The same thing we did before. You hold down a shift, then the down arrow key. Okay. All right. Close the bracket, then press enter. You can see the average value here is about 7.824. If these numbers are looking, you don't like this amount of decimal points, you can go to the numbers tab here. You can see we have one here, increased decimal point, and we have decreased decimal point. So we can decrease the decimal point, let's say by 1. You can see we have 7.82. We have 7.8. We have 8. What it just did here was it approximated it. So if you want to increase it, we increase it. 7.8, 7.82, 7.84. You can see it. The reason why it's showing that hash is because the numbers are getting bigger. By the time I expand, you can see 7.8235. You know, if I keep on increasing, 3 keeps on going. You know, so that's what this does. Okay. Now, okay, let's try one more. Let's see the count value. Count. Okay, let's delete this average. Let's go to count. All right. So what does count function do? Let's open it. Count. Type count. You can see it said count the number of cells in a range that contains numbers. That was it just does. So now let's look at this. Let's look at this range. Okay, I should have typed it. Let me type it under this one, under this one, under this space here. Equal to count. Okay. Oh, yes. So now let's look at this range here. Hold that shift again and keep pressing it down. Close the bracket. Enter. Now what is happening here? You counted what the cells that contain numbers. Let's count it ourselves. I don't trust Excel sometimes. Okay, I'm just joking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So Excel is right. So it just counts the one that has numbers. So there's still a lot more we could explore. I just kept like a few basic ones that we could try hands on. There's the counter function. There's the if. The if is just like a logical statement. We're going to make use of we're going to make use of the if in the project we're working on. The max function, the maximum value in the range, the minimum value in that range. So it's something we could just easily apply when we have the need to. Okay, so let's move forward. Now, data visualization. Data visualization, it's basically just showing all your findings. all your reports, all the talk you've done, all the experiments you've told the people you're working with. Okay, show me in a picture, something that they can easily understand, something they can easily grasp quickly. That's why you visualize your data. That's why you show your data in a picture. So that's what basically visualization is talking about. If you look at this here, you can see, okay, you can see the numbers. Okay. We can see this, okay, they're saying users 230 million. These are visuals, just to explain. You can see here, this is a bar chart here. It's showing the amount of, okay, per year, the numbers are increasing per year. So this is what basically visualization is all about. And in the report, in our project, we are going to work on that. So we can make use of visualizations. Okay, can we have this material? Oh, sure, I could send it out. I could send it. Probably I'll speak with the SPE, the eco section. Probably they could give it out. All right. So yeah. Okay. So visualization, basically just showing your findings in a picture format, something your people can understand. If you're talking with an employer or talking with someone that okay, give you a task. Okay, how many people are working on this? If let's just create a simple one. We've already created a small, I think, with the pivot table here. So this is very basic. So we have agenda here, we have a wheel here. So let's click on if we click on this and we go to, let's say, analyze. We have our pivot chart, or you can go to insert. Anyone is fine. It's a recommended chart. So and you see this, you can see this is just a simple chart. Let's just click on this to show okay. Now, so what this is just telling us is this. This is not a professional one. I'm just trying to show you how to make visualizations. We'll just click on this. Let me delete this again to show what I did. You click on the pivot table. You must click on the pivot table. Click on the pivot table. Then go to insert. Then go to recommended charts. Or let's close this. You can go to analyze and go to pivot chart. You still land at the same place. So the different charts you can use. This is the bar chart, all right? The column chart. So this is okay. Just press OK. Because we have one here. You can decide to change it if you want. Let me try and bring another one again. Let's go for let's say a line chart. Let's see line chart. Line chart, you can see just showing one. It's just really basic. Okay. There are other charts you can use. There are bar. You can see how the bars look like. Let's see the pie chart. Pie chart. You can see how this looks like. This is how I represent the female and male. So it does depend on the person you're working with. I mean, the person may not want to hear how many people have. Okay, just show me. Numbers can be bulky for a lot of people. By the time you just show, okay, sir, this is the report I got for you, and the MD or the executive goes through this, and he says, okay, just show me how many people we have, and you just bring the graph to him. It's easier for him to understand. You can easily see that, okay, yes, that we have 425 people. At least we know that the male is more than the female based on your graph. That's what they want to know. That's how decisions are made. So we work your visualization. We show them that, okay, yes, this is what we're working with, sir. This is the amount of female we have in our country, this amount of male we have, and we move on from there. That's the main essence. All right. So having said that, I think we might move forward again. Let me see the next item. Okay, so it gives a clear picture of what your data is all about, what your data is speaking. It's like it speaks to the people. This is what we're trying to say in layman's form. This is what we're trying to say in simple man's form. Females are more than males. Okay, the girls are more than boys. The money we have is greater than this. That's very simple. That's what we want to hear. That's what everyone wants to hear. So there are a lot of them. We have our bar charts. We have the histograms like the one I showed you, the bar charts. We have our heat maps. We have many other ones provided by example. So we're going now to. Thank you very much, Sir Victor Mama is one of my mentors in Excel. I mean, really helped me drafting this whole material and everything. I'm really grateful, sir. So for the data analysis project, now there are basically 3 stages I'm going to be working with here. basically 3 stages. Now, the data cleaning. The data cleaning, we talked about the sorting and filtering alongside some other data cleaning technique. Summary might make use of the pivot table. I make use of the pivot table, and data visualization, which is the final outcome. We will use to create a dashboard. Some people might be asking, what is a dashboard? A dashboard is just like, what I call it, like I'm trying to look for a basic way to explain this. It's just a place where you can reach out to all the findings at once, where you can view, have like an overall view of the whole information you're trying to pass across. Let me just show you a picture so you understand what I'm saying. Now, a preview of the final presentation. Now, this is a dashboard. What is this dashboard telling us? You can see there are 3 different pictures. Each of us showing employee one picture, showing average purchase per income in one place. We're showing age bracket in one place. We're showing customers commute in one place. We could have everything together, and it looks at everything like, okay, he understands better. Maybe he's saying that, okay, as the age bracket is increasing, the income is increasing. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you can make the judgment from the pictures it's seen, just to have a better understanding. So this is how a dashboard looks like a location where we can have a general overview of our data. That's what the dashboard is all about. Would have heard of dashboard sometimes, just like your car. For example, we have the speedometer, we have the fuel, we have the full tank, we have the empty, we have the, quarter or half. That is a dashboard. It is showing you, okay, right now your fuel tank is almost full, is empty. It's showing that, okay, you're driving at 20 kilometers per hour. That's what the dashboard does. It's showing you everything is in one place. It's not as if we're having the fuel gauge somewhere else. It's not as if we're having the speedometer somewhere else. Everything is together, which is easier for you to understand. So without wasting more time, we have to start the project now. We just need to start the project now. So if you haven't downloaded, someone's asking, where do you find the dashboard? We're going to create the dashboard together. We'll create it together. That's no problem. We'll create it together, okay? Okay, yeah, so we're going to start creating our little projects now, a little project. So if you haven't downloaded the file, I'll just probably give a few minutes, just to get it ready. So everyone is here together. We could work on it at once. Okay. Yeah. So just a few minutes, probably in the next 2-3 minutes, I could give to, if that is fine, sir. Probably like 2-3 minutes, if that is fine, we could give to them to probably download the files to get ready. I don't know if that's okay. Okay. So just a few minutes. The time is about 3:19. So probably once it's like 3:22, I'll assume that everybody has it. So in case you have not gone to your mail to download it, okay, please download it now. In case you're maybe you're just listening, please open it now. I think I've opened it on my own end, so just use a few minutes. So by 3:22, hopefully we'll start. Yes. Okay. So yes, I'll just give that time. Right. So thank you. Okay, I will assume everyone has gotten their files. Okay, so we're starting the project now. So this is after this project, we'll be rounding up. So your project is just like to round up what I've been talking about. Okay, yes. Okay, let's move on. Where's mine? Okay, yes. So let's delete this. I don't need this shit. Okay, let's delete this. Okay, yes, let's delete this. Okay. Oh. Only a few access. Wow. This. Okay. Okay. I can go on. Okay. I think it's sorted out. Okay. Thank you. So now this is our asset. This is what we're going to be working. It's a popular. Well, I say the popular data set. I've seen people work on this before. I just chose this because it's will explain some of the things that we've talked about here, we've discussed together. Okay. So yes. So the first thing we're going to do, the first thing let me remove the filter so we know that we're starting afresh. Okay, right. Yes. So the first thing as I said we're going to do is we're going to clean the data. First of all, let us put the filter symbol there. The filter is in data tab. So by the time you click on the filter, we see some little arrows, some little drop downs here. Now, let's just have a quick glance at what we have. Okay, good. So let's go to the ID. You can see the ID. We have IDs from different IDs, about 1,000 different IDs of different people. Okay, different IDs. We're looking at it. All right. So they're just different IDs. That's one. Let's look at the second one. Marital status. I see M and S. You might need to clean that a little bit. Someone might not understand the meaning of M and S. The gender too, we have F and M. Okay, I might just do a bit of cleaning there too. The income, let me close this. The income, okay, we have a 10,000 plus. Maybe you might tweak this a bit. Okay, we might not need to. Okay. Children, we have children from about 0 to 5. The amount of children that they have. Education, you see, you have bachelor's, graduate degree, high school, partial college, partial high school. Okay. You have the occupation. Okay. Have to, hey, what did I press? Let me choose it. Okay, so you have homeowners. Just looking at this one, people that have a home, yes or no? The number of cars, the miles, the region, yes.
Can you hear me?
Can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Ife. You are back.
Okay, sorry, so sorry, I got disconnected. I had to join from the browser again. Okay, let me try and share this. Let me try and share this again.
Can hear you.
Okay, okay. I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, I can't share my screen from here. I don't know. Can I please be allowed to share my screen? I'm not given permission yet to share it.
Yeah, I'm on it already. Let me make you the host.
Okay, sir.
Audrey, if you're on the call, can you make Ife the host? If just a minute, we're trying to get across to audio to make you the host.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
Okay, Ife, you can go ahead and share. You are now the host. If you can hear me, you can go ahead and share.
Okay, sir. I'm going from here. Okay. Okay. Can anyone please confirm that they can see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Can anyone? Okay. Okay. Can anyone confirm? Can everyone see the screen? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah. Okay. So what we did before I got disconnected, I kept the filter. Option in data tab. So and we're going through the content of the different columns here, the different cells here. We're just checking the amount just for getting familiar with our data. Okay, so we have like zero cars, the number of cars, that's 0 to 4. We have the miles. Okay, then we have the region. Okay, and so I said when we are working with data like this, there are bound to be duplicate values. Okay, there could be more than one value. You can have more than one ID, the same ID of one person. You can repeat it like twice or 3 times, and that will affect your data. You could end up having what they call outliers. Outliers are like extreme values, values that are not in line with what you want. You know, those are outliers that they affect the results you get. So having duplicate values is something to consider. Try and remove them before moving on. So how do you duplicate values? Let's try and select everything, Control A, and we're going to the already in the data tab. Okay, the same place you saw the filter. There is a remove duplicate value. So click on remove duplicate. By the time we remove duplicate, you can see to delete duplicate, we select more than one column. Can you see? It's telling us delete duplicate value, select one or more columns that contain duplicate value. Then click OK. Then you see 26 duplicate values were found and removed. That shows there was some data that were repeated more than once that wasn't meant to be there. So we have removed those duplicate values. Let's click on OK. So remove duplicate is part of the data cleaning process. It's part of cleaning your data, making your data more clean to use. Okay. Now, I need to see these things clearly. Okay, so let's go to this option here. You can see this little triangle here. Let's click on this. It automatically highlights everything. What I'm trying to do is I want to be able to see everything at equal width. So by the time I've done that, just put your cursor in between one of the lines. It could be this one, anyone. You can see until you see something like 2 edge arrows. Okay, then click on it and drag. When you click on and drag, it automatically spaces it out at equal columns. Good. So now the marital status, I might need to do a bit of editing here. What are we going to do? Let's click on this column here. You can see what I did here. Just put your arrow key on this column, this column B, right? Is everyone following? Can everyone? I don't have any questions. Okay, yeah. So you put your column, you put your arrow here. It automatically selects this. So we're going to use a shortcut, Control H. Control H is to find and replace. Let's do Control H. Now, Control H. So when I do Control H, it brought us a find and replace function. So what are we trying to do here? You know, the marital status, we're seeing M, we're seeing S. Yes, some people might understand that, okay, some are married, some are single, but we need to be very, very clear. Not everybody might understand. They might think of something else, okay? But so, anywhere we see M, to find what? Inside this column here, the only thing that is here, when we checked, was M and S. So anywhere we see M, this will find what? Find what? See M. Sorry, let me put M, not N. M, replace with married. So let's put on married. Let's type married. M-A-R-R-I-E-D. Then do a replace all. You can see the root, we made 439 replacement. So that means all those M's we're seeing have been changed to married. Let's do the same for single, sorry. So now we see S change to single. Okay. And do it again. We replace all. You can see married, and you can still see singles. We have about 464 replacements. So that's okay. Click on OK and let's close this. Okay, I'm seeing something here. Okay, I think it also affected this. This is we could just easily change this here. We could just change what was here was marital status. So we could change this. What it did here is this column to for this particular header to follow that condition. So anyway, so we just came married, right? So we can just change this here to marital status. Let's change the married to marital status. Okay. Okay. I can't see them. Okay. Thank you. Now for the same thing too, for the gender, let's do the same thing. The same thing we did for the marital status. Let's do it for the gender. So anywhere we see F, you put female. Anywhere we see M, you put male. So we'll highlighted that as we did. All you just do is simple. Let me click out again. You put your cursor on this until it shows you a small arrow like this. Then click on that particular column. Once you click on that, you do what again? Control H. Control H triggers the find and replace. Control H. So anywhere you see M, you put male. Male. Okay, let's replace all. You can see we made our 511 replacement. Now let's look for female to anywhere you see F. You put female. Okay. Replace all. You can see we made our 499 replacement. So that's okay. So we've done a bit of cleaning. We remove the duplicate values first. We changed the M to married in marital status and the S to single. We made changes to the female and male just for better understanding. So anybody that sees your data will understand, okay, M is for male, M and S is for female. So here we have, let's go to the home tab. Let's see what kind of. So here we're saying these are currencies, which is okay. I don't see any problem in this. Might not need to change it. Number of children, all right. Occupation is fine. The age bracket, age, okay. Let's try and create another column. Let's insert another column. I think for most times, once you're working with some kind of data, you might need to section them or segment them so that, well, just to make it easier. All right. So now how we're going to do that is you click on the same thing you did the other time. You put your cursor over this M, right? And you click on it. Then you right click on that place you just clicked on normally. First you do it, let me do it again. You click on it normally, like this. Just put your cursor over it and click it. Afterwards, then you right click. This time you right click. Once you right click, you see different options. Click on insert. Then insert, it brings you here. Now what we're going to try and do here is we are creating an age bracket. So some certain ages will fall in some age brackets. Okay. Now we might need to do a bit of if statement here. Okay. The first if is okay. If let's look at the numbers we have here. Let's see the list. Okay, we have 89. So let's do adult, right? From 25 to age 30. Let's say greater than 24. Let's say less than 30 adult, about 25. Then probably the remaining we'll just give them as, let's say, invalid. Or let's start with that first. So here, as a starting formula, we start on equal to. So equal to, then if open bracket, if we're starting with this one, if this is less than we said 30, less than or equal to that's a sign for so greater. Okay, I'm going to do less than, sorry, not greater than, less than or equal to 30, less than or equal to 30, comma, what I'm going to put, we'll put adult. Let's put adult, because in the set of values we are given, they are all adults actually. So but we're just trying to put something. I just want them to have understanding what we're doing. Adults, then comma. You can see the logical brackets we're seeing here. They ask, okay, what if it's not true? What else can we put? What if it's false? Okay, that's right. This false is invalid. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I was saying invalid. Now, instead of us going and scrolling down, remember when we talked about few column. We don't need to do that. Excel can be made simple, you know. So once you just look at this here, you put your cursor on this place until you see a small cross like this. A small cross. Then you double click. As you can see, it's affected. You'll see a lot of invalids. You can see this one is an adult. You can see adult here too. So you can see invalid, you can see adult, which is okay. We've done the if statement. We've used the if statement to do something. So anyone that is less than or equal to 30 is an adult. And anyone that does not fall within that category, we'll consider them invalid. Now let's try and do another if statement. Let's say an if statement inside an if statement. Right? So let's do if you are going to the formula bar, or type in here. No, let us use no. Let me skip this. Okay, no, I'm using this. So everyone has to be on. Let's start with this first box. From this first box, we will make any necessary change you want to make. Right, I hope everyone is following because I'm joining from the web, so I may not be able to easily see the questions. Oh, wow, I've missed some questions already. Okay, can you give an example of what possible data was duplicated? Well, sometimes it's not easy to give an example like that. That's why we have Excel, because sometimes when you have data, you're working with a large set, and you can't be scrolling through each one to see which one was duplicated. So that's why you just do the remove duplicate. So Excel automatically finds the ones that were duplicated, then it removes them from you. Okay. I hope that's answered. So let me go back to my browser again. Let me go back to the file again. Yes. So now, I hope everyone is on this particular box, the M2. Yes, M2 referencing. So let's go to formula bar, still on that box. We're going to use an if statement. If. Let's write if I, F. Let's make it capital instead, just to follow, let's say, follow the trend. So yes, if open bracket. Open bracket. Then what's our logical test? This time we want to see greater than or equal to, we stopped at 30, greater than or equal to, let's say, 55. We'll say middle-aged. Okay. Let's say greater than, let's say we use this one again. Click on this. This one we have here. You can see L2 greater than or equal to let's say greater than or equal to 31, because we stopped at 30. Greater than or equal to 31. Let's do like that. All right, so let's see how that works out. I have a feeling there's something wrong with that, but let's go on. Let's greater than or equal to 31. Let's put middle-aged. Let's say middle-aged. Middle-aged. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's type enter. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Let's try and use a field column. Everyone seems middle-aged. Okay, we have an adult here. Okay. So what happened here is that once we use the if statement, wrote under if statement. So it in some way it kind of nullifies the invalid statement. All right. So once I did this less than 30, any age less than 30 is an adult, and I kept this other statement if this is greater than 31. It's going to work with this. If it's true, it puts this. Then it goes to the next one. If this is true, it's going to put the middle age. So in some way, in some words, it removes that invalid. So I'm not trying working with the adult and the middle age. So I think there's some sense here. Now let's do one more. I want to do for people that are probably 50 and above. Then let's say 50, or let's say 55 and above. Let's say old age. I know that's not old age, but I mean, I'm just trying to work with something here. Okay. So yes, I'm just trying to work with this. I've 60 because 60 can make sense. 60. Okay, let's say 60 and above. 60. Okay, 60 and above. Let's work with 60. All right. So let's do state again. Hope I don't have any questions here. Okay, I can go back. Let me go back to my file. Okay, if yes. Now let's do if this one is greater than or equal to 60. Let's put old age. 60. We're going to put old age. Old age. Okay. Well, open the bracket here, so don't forget to close it here too. So we have had 3 if statements. 1, 2, 3. So we should have 3 brackets. 1, 2, 3. Let's press enter. Okay. Yes. Hey. Okay. Did I put this? Okay. Let's yes. Let me the same thing we do. Let's double click this. I think we'll have made some sense here. Okay. Let's say greater than 6 or equal to 60. Is old age. Let's see. Okay, old age. Okay, yes. Still middle age. Okay. You to fall between 21 and 59. You can see there's 59. There's 59 here. Okay, there's a 59. So anyway, you see 59 here, it's still going to be middle-aged, right? I'm just working with this data set, 59 middle-aged, right? I'm just trying to search, but it's all good. Anyway, 59 is middle-aged. So let me explain what happened. Let us go through it again. So the first thing I did was I said if this column, this age here is less than or equal to 30, it's middle-aged. Less than or equal to 30. To age, and I kept an invalid statement. So just in case, I just wanted to show you a few things. So in case it's true, it should show you adult. If it's false, it show you invalid. The if we went further to say, okay, if it's then greater than or equal to 31, we have middle age. Okay, then we have, that's why we had some middle ages here. You can see greater than 31 and this. Then so old age is greater than or equal to 60. So from 60 upward, we have old age. As you can see here, 60 upward, old age. I think we've done a bit. I think we've done well. Yes. Okay. Yes. So we're able to clean our data. We've sorted our data in a way we're able to create some sections just to help us in our visualization. Okay, we made use of some of our commands we learned earlier, the if statement, the fill column. Okay, and yeah, I just have to start rushing through now. I have a few minutes left, but we've done the major things. We've done them already. So yes, let's create another sheet. You can see a plus here. It's a new sheet. So click on it. Let's call this pivot table. Double click on it. Once you double click on it, it highlights. So remove, delete it, and write pivot table. Okay, that's what we put our pivot table. So on this, create another new sheet, write dashboard. You can write dashboard. Okay, now okay, okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Let me go back again. Yes. So the reason why I said we should put the pivot, the active cell here, so that once pivot table is created, we will be able to it will come at this particular point instead of maybe around here if you put your cursor here.
Yeah,
So
in
yes,
fact, you may
so
need to share your slide again.
Oh, okay. I thought I was sharing it. Oh, let me come back again. Let me share it. Okay, let me share. Okay. Wow. Okay. Can everyone see it now? Okay. Yes, I'm sharing it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we can
So
see
yes. Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. So let's go to insert. By the time we go to insert, we'll see our pivot table here. Let's click on pivot table. Now we're faced with this option again. Select the table or the range you want to use. Let's click on this. Let's go to the bike buyers. Now let's do Control A. To Control A, you press this small button here. Okay. Now they said new worksheet or existing worksheet. I'm already in the pivot table worksheet, the one I created. So let's click OK. So you can see these are pivot table here. Okay. So yes. So this is what we can do a few summaries here. Based on what we talked about, let me go back to look at our picture. So we have the first thing we have here was average income per purchase. Okay. The gender is going to be around here. Okay, let's go back now. Now, so what we're going to have here, we're going to have our gender. Let's bring our gender towards the side. Okay, on our rows. So we have the gender on the row column. You drag it to the row column. In case you didn't see it, you drag it here. The row columns. Oh, well, let me come back here again. Okay. Then the income, let's bring the income to the values. This values column here. You can see the sum of income here is about 299 something. Let's clean it a bit so we can see it clearly. Okay. So by the time we come to the sum of income, let's go back to our home tab. Yes. Let's click on your shift button. Just hold your shift and press the arrow, the down arrow button, because we need to adjust the remaining this. Now let's make this number. Okay, let's make this number, and let's put our commas. So by the time we see this, about 26 million, the sum of income 26 million. Okay, now this is quite huge. Okay, that's one. Then let's reduce the decimal points. Probably might not really need it. Just need to be very explicit. Okay. What else again? So we're doing for males, the sum of income for males, females. What other thing are we looking at here? The gender, people that purchase the bike. Okay. Now let's look for bike purchase. Now, okay, beautiful. You can see here that what this helps us to show was the We have a female and male row here. We have the people that bought bikes, people that didn't buy, the female that didn't buy, people that bought, then the grand total. You can see it here. So we can easily just create a visualization from here. So let's already have an active cell here. So let's go to the analyze. Yeah, let's go to the female. So we can use the column chart here. We don't need to do this one. Is here we have something like that here. It's very already created visualization here. So what is showing us here are males that purchased the bike, people that didn't purchase the bike. You can see are higher than people that purchased it for male. You can see even for female too, it's showing us this. We can teach us a visualization just to give a pictorial view of what we're talking about. Okay, we could do a few adjustments here. Maybe you can add an act title. You can keep the title what you want. You can use a chart title. Let's say you want to give it, you can give it what I just kept was average cost like we can keep just for them to understand. Let's say average income, average income of gender. Let's say average income of yes. So you can just keep that there. The other things you can add to it, you can put maybe data labels, probably to show your. Can you see the values are showing here? You can put another thing. Let's look at data table. You can put data table here. So basically, you're seeing these numbers here. You can put anything you want. We can see error bars. You can see if you want to put trend lines. I don't think your trend line will show. We can show some correlation graphs. So you can see axis title. If you want to put an axis title, you could put if it's necessary, but sometimes it's not all that necessary. You can have your gender. Oh, what was I typing? So here, gender. Oh, wow. Okay. For this one, we can even delete this. Let's come here. Just do axis title. Okay, let's remove the vertical. You remove vertical, you can see this is gone. So we have something like which is very simple to understand. You can easily grasp what's going on. So the next one we're going to create, let's go back here again, is a customer age bracket. Okay. Customer age bracket. So let's come back. So we're going to work with customer ages. So we can just copy this. We can just go here. You can see the small arrow here. Let's just click on it. On this one, just come here where you see small arrow. Or you could also yes, just click on this. It copies this. Or if it's not working for you, you could do something like you can click on that. You can click here. You can let me go back. You can click here and use your shift. So what you just do is keep on holding shift, pressing the right arrow key till you get to the last place, then press the down arrow key. Okay, shift and right arrow key till you get to the end, then down arrow key to cover the remaining. So after we do Ctrl C, let's come probably down here. So just paste it. The V. No. Okay, now yes. So now we're working with the age bracket. I'm working with the customer age bracket and the purchase price. Okay. So let's remove this gender. Okay. Yeah, let's do age. Let's do age bracket. Where's the age bracket? Hope this works. Okay, yes, age bracket. Then we can move the yes or no aspect of it. The yes or no still there. Just like oh, could you keep that there too? Sum of income. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Now we can do another chart from here too. So let's do maybe a line graph, a line chart. I'll soon be wrapping up. Just sorry for taking too much time. Yes, so line chart. So you have something like that here. It might look a little bit different from what we have in the picture there. A bit of editing has been worked on the data set. So yes, so this one here, you could do the same thing. You could play with this one around. Probably you could put gender. You could put gender. Yes, you could put yes, you could put horizontal. Put your gender. You could put maybe age bracket here. Age bracket. Okay, you could put age bracket here. I hope everyone is following. If I'm not leaving anyone behind or I'm rushing. Okay, no questions. No questions yet. Okay, let me go back. I was soon rounding up. Sorry. Yeah. So you could play with this one around. You could the same thing we did here. You could edit it. Just come to the plus button here and add what you feel is important to you. What you feel you could add to it to give it more meaning. And the last one is the customer commute. So we're looking at different miles traveled and the people that purchased the bike. Okay. There are other parts of the data set you could play with. I mean, there are plenty of things to look out for here. Maybe you could look at people that have education, occupation, okay, just looking at them, just streamlining them. But just for based on the picture I created, I want to work with that. So we arrive at the same place together. Okay. So instead of creating another pivot chart by going to Excel, you can just copy this. As you can see, I didn't even need to do anything. I just kept my arrow, kept my cursor here. I moved it here, and it turned to this small arrow, and I clicked on it, and everything got copied. Everything got highlighted. So let me copy this, okay, and paste it. Okay, the same thing again. Let's remove this age bracket. Okay, in bracket and put commute distance, right? I think that should be commute distance. Yes, commute distance. Oh, okay. Now there's a little problem here. You know, see 0 to 1, 1 to 10 plus 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10. I will prefer that this 10 plus, I prefer it to be at the end. So it's quite, I can't shift it. If I shift it, the data will get adjusted. So the best thing to do is go back to this data set. Now look for this commute distance. Click on this small arrow here. Or you could do something like this. Let's do what we normally do, the control H. So we do find and replace. We click on this first, then we do find and control H. So anywhere we see 10 plus, we replace with more than 10 miles. Okay, then let's replace all. Then we did 101 replacement. You can see more than 10 miles. So that way, you'll be able to come at the end, because if I do something different, it might affect the whole thing. So I just needed to, it might not even work. So I just change that here. So let's see whether that will work. You can see here, there's no effect here. Let's go back to insert. Okay, let's click on this pivot table. Let's go to, let's see, design or analyze the design. Okay, it hasn't reflected here. Yes, good. So you can see the analyze here. We'll click on refresh. So refresh is, it works, it makes other changes. The changes I've made in the first place is going to reflect here. So by the time I click refresh, you can see more than 10 miles is here. So now we can work better with our data. So let's use another line graph. Okay, pivot chart. Let's use line. You can see this is a line graph. Let's do okay. You can see we have one here. So beautiful. Now we've already created 3 visualizations. So let's go to the dashboard. Yeah, let's bring them one by one. Let's copy them one by one. Let's do Control C. Control C. I clicked on this one and I press Control C. Let's do Control V. Okay, we have one here. Let's bring this other one. I'm going to the dashboard sheet. So click on this, Control C. Go to the dashboard again. You paste. Then Control C again. Let's go to the last one. Click on that and Control C. Control C is copy. Yes. Let's for space and put this here. Okay. So now I have a 3 here. So now for this dashboard, we don't want these grid lines here. It might affect. It will just look somehow confusing. We need it to be plain. Let's go to the data tab. Data of page down. Let me see that we can actually what was when I go to the data review. Yeah, it's the view tab. Okay, so you see grid lines here. So click on the grid lines. Once we uncheck that box, the grid lines are gone. So you can now work here. Now, first of all, let us create like a heading. We can call it bike share data, or let's do. We'll put our arrow on our active cell here. Click on your shift, hold it down, hold the arrow key down. 1, 2. Then keep on holding the shift. Then move the arrow key. Use the right arrow key. Let it cover some distance. Okay, beautiful. So once I've done that, I need to merge this whole cells together because I need to put a big name here. So you go to the home tab and click on merge and center. I see merge and center. It's done. So now let's click on this. Let's write car data. Let's say bike data. Bike data. Okay, bike data. Okay, this is quite small. So let's press Ctrl A. Okay, let's highlight this. So do Ctrl A, Ctrl A, just highlight this till it reaches that place, just highlight it. Highlight that. Then we can increase the number. For it's around let's see 28 is fine. Okay. You can put this, let's go to this one here, let it be higher a bit. You can see middle align in the alignment tab, middle align here. So it flies up. Okay. We can color this. Let's fill this color. Let us fill this color to fill color in the font tab. Then you click on this. You can click any color you want. I just click blue. Okay. Now let's bring these things together. Now let's drag it together. What about sum of income here? I'm trying to put them under this. Let's reduce the size a bit. Okay. Okay. Then let's bring this one here too. Let's try and make it a bit. It's quite small. Yeah, but okay. Red. Oh, okay. This listen. Okay. Let's enlarge it a bit. Okay. Then the last one, let's try and bring this here. Okay, we could make this big. Anyone feel like this just we're creating the dashboard already. So yeah, I've done something here. Now we could add colors to it if you don't mind. You click on one of them. You can just look for a color here. This brush here, the chart that is written chart style. This brush here. You see chart styles. You can do anything you want. You could pick this, like pick this color. The other colors that you could pick, other beautiful colors. I picked this one because I like it. So the next one too, you go to this. Then let's pick something similar. Let's go for this too. And the last one, let's go for something similar. Let's go for this. Yes. So now we're arriving somewhere. You can see it looks fine. I mean, it could even be better. If you do it on your own, you could get beautiful designs more than mine. All right. So yes, so I've done a similar dashboard. Now, a dashboard, you must be able to like control it in a way. So at least as one is changing, the other one is changing. They are usually connected. Okay, so that's when we insert what we call a slicer. Let's click on one of these charts and insert. We'll go to slicer. Just a slicer inside the filters tab. Okay, now let's click on, we already click on the first one. So let's click on, let's say, gender. Let's use gender. Let's just insert one gender. Let's say gender. You check that box, set OK. Now male and female. I need you guys to see something. Okay. So if I click on female, you can see the chart change. If I click on male, the chart also changed. But the other charts didn't change because I only connected it to one. So what I'm going to do is simple. Let me clear this here, clear filter. I'm going to go to options here. Going to options. You see options here. Then you see report connections. When you go to report connections, you see that there are other things here. So you just check the remaining two. I click OK. Now let's click on female again. You can see there was a little change here. Let's click on male here. Let me go back here. Probably this thing is happening. There's a little change here.
Yeah, if maybe if
Yes,
you could go back a little bit on how you created that gender. Okay. I missed that point. How you created that gender tab.
Okay, sir. Okay, let me delete this. Okay. Okay. Let me bring it back again. Show tabs. Yes. By the time I go to, okay, let's click on our first chart. Click on the first chart. Okay. So click on our first chart. Then we go to insert. Once you click on the first chart, go to insert. Okay. Then we'll go to slicer. Now, slicer will have different options here. These options are those headers we saw in these bike buyers. You can't go back here, but you here. All this, the headers we saw in this, the bike buyers that I said, the original table. You know, we had ID, marital status, gender, so everything is here. So I said let's work with gender because that one's easier for us. We have male and female. So gender, we click on gender, then we click OK. Okay. I hope everyone is following here. Okay, so we have male and female. So I said once I click on female, only this one got affected. When I click on male, only this one still got affected. Why? Because I only connected this one to it. So in order to connect everything, firstly, let us clear filter. That is, let us just clear it. Okay, so everything is back to normal now. So we can see here there are options here. Options. Click on options. Okay, then we see report connections. We go to report connections. Yes. Now we see report connection. You can see there are two other tables that we didn't check with it. Okay, so there are three other. These are the other two. This one here and this one here. The one that has to do with the age bracket and the one that has to do with the commute, the miles. So we press check. We check this one. We check this one. We press OK. But now we'll be able to make some changes here. So let's say, let me hide this ribbon so we can see it clearly. So let me press the female now. You can see there was a change here. Everything changed. When I click on male, you can see there was a change here. Okay, let us insert one more slicer. One more. Okay, let's insert one more slicer before we call it a day. Okay, let's insert one more slicer. Just for everyone to just understand better. So let's go to option. Let's go to insert. Let's click on this one first. Let's click on one of those options. I click on this one. Anyone, click on this. Then you go to insert. Yes, let's go to slicer once again. Slicer. Yes. Now let's look at region. Let's look at region. Let's click OK. Now we have Europe, we have North America, we have the Pacific. Okay, let's reduce this more. We don't really need this much space. Okay. Yes. Now, if I click on Europe now, you can see it's only this one that's affected. Only this first one is affected because I only connected the first one. Yes. So now let's clear this filter. Let's go to our options again. Go to our options here. Then we go to report connections. Then we check the other ones again. Check and check. Then click OK. Okay, now let's touch them. Europe. You can see there was a change. Everything was changed. Let me hide this ribbon so we see it. I click on America, North America. You can see there was a change. Pacific, there was a change. Let us try and combine two. Let's say North America, and let's say the males. You can see there was a change. So you can use as much and more slicers as possible, as much as you want. There are other visualization packages, guys. There's Power BI, there's Tableau, which make it you don't need to make much sliders like this. But I mean, you can also do that on Excel. You can also visualize and make changes and show other things using slicers. Okay, so that's what we use the slicers for. So to basically, so we can just know more about our data, to know more about everything. Okay. So let's tidy things a bit. I need to create, let me try and extend this. Let's click on, okay, I just want to push this a bit. So I clicked on this thing. I clicked on this particular box here. Then I clicked on Shift. Then move the arrow key, the right arrow key. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, depending. I just want to make things better. Then, okay, then let's go to Home. Then click on Merge and Center again. Merge and Center. I think there's something going on here. Let me Control Z. Okay. Look, it's already merged and centered. I think that's fine. Let's just give it a color. Okay, I think it's fine now. Okay. Now let's edit this a bit. Let's try and we could probably shift this. We could actually shift this with probably you could just move it a bit to make it adjust along with this. Okay. What else again? You can clear this. You can clear this. I just want to make it arranged. Okay. All right. So okay. I'm trying to put those sliders at that particular end. I just feel it to look nicer that way for me, Sha. Okay. So all right. Okay. Okay. Let's bring this here. So about completing this. Okay. This is not looking nice. Let's try and push this a little bit more. Let's say you can push this around here. I don't know why the merge and center isn't working here, but I mean, if you started, if you did everything earlier, I could just use the amount of boxes you want and merge and center everything. All right. So yes, you could as well probably, yeah, you could add a little bit more color into it. Let me show tabs and command. Yes, they go back here. Probably if you want to, let's see, let me try Control A. Yes, let's give it a color. Let me see, I did Control A. Let me try and give it like gray. Yes. So what I did was just, I clicked outside. Let me do Control Z. Can't really see. Okay. So what I did was I just clicked randomly outside here. Then I did Control A. So the outside highlights. Then I come to this fill color and I pick a color of gray or purple or something, and it gets highlighted. So let's try that. This one, let's try and get our own color. Like maybe let's give it like just to make it stand out. And my color might not be looking nice, but let's try something. Okay, let's do something like this. Okay. Let me try and extend this outside. I don't know why it wasn't responding before. let me do something. Let me unmerge it. Let me now do like this. Okay, I found the solution. Let me Control C. So in case for those that missed it, Control Z. What I did was, and I was trying to extend this, and anytime I extended it, it was kind of clashing. I was trying to extend towards here, it was kind of clashing. So what I did was I unmerged them. I unmerged it. So here it was merge and center. So I just clicked on it again. So to unmerge. Then it's still highlighted. So I clicked on Shift. I kept on moving my arrow key, my right arrow key. Okay. Then I clicked on merge and center again. You can see it got here. So this is like one of the most, let's say it's a basic dashboard that we can use. It's really nice. So we can use this dashboard, and we've created something today. So yes, let's move on. I think that's what we wanted to do. So we created it together. We created something together, and you can use it to apply in any other thing you're working on. You can use it to apply for any business. Yeah, you can make it much more technical to fit your own interest. You can make it more beautiful. You might not even use a bar chart. You might not even use a line graph. You can use other charts. There are other charts. There are pie. There are histogram.
If you seem to be off, your slide has gone off. If can you hear me? Are you still on the call? Hello, if are you still on the call? Can anyone hear me? Please confirm you can hear me. Okay, we seem to have lost. If can we just give him like 2 minutes to wrap up? We're almost we're already behind schedule. If I guess you're having some troubles with your network.
So, okay. So, we discussed different data type experience in Excel. Or we also learn how to clean data. I don't know if this is where I stopped at, or I don't know if we continued from here with me before I got disconnected. Okay, we also created dashboards to display our findings. We also learned how to create pivot tables for summary, as we did earlier. So, and so yeah, that's the end of the class. So, I hope everyone learned something today. I hope we all gathered something today. I'm so sorry for the break in the network. It kept on fluctuating, but I hope we all learned something. I hope we all went away with something today. I also want to say a very big thank you to SPE Lagos, Pastor Emeke, Mr. Momo, and everyone that helped in making this presentation a success. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And thank you, everyone, to Covenant University and to everyone that was here. Thank you very much for attending. It's indeed a privilege. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ife. It was a well delivered section. We appreciate you. Because of our time, does anyone have any snapshot questions so that we can quickly wrap up? I'll just give 1 or 2 seconds for any question, comment before we go.
I'm so sorry for the break in transmission. The Wi-Fi is not really stable here, so that's why I got up. Well, I hope I was able to complete the project with everyone.
No, you did. You did. It was an excellent delivery. You did well. Okay. Any question? Any question from anyone? So mute and speak up so we can wrap up.
Okay. Can't see any questions here. Okay. Okay. Can't see. I probably had to. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this session, Ife. Thank you, Covenant University. Thank you for staying on to the end of the program. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot. There's a lot more to learn about Excel. The essence of this workshop series is to keep working, keep learning, keep studying. You get better each day from, picking up soft skills. If you are not yet a member of SPE, please, if you're a student, join your student chapter. If you're in Covenant University, you're from Unilag, from UI, kindly join your student chapter. If you're a young professional, please, we welcome you to join SPE. Get registered. There are a lot of benefits you can get from being a member of SPE. Like I said, we're having the advanced session tomorrow. It's going to be a whole day affair. For those of you in Lagos, if you're not yet signified interest, get across to us as quickly as possible to get a slot. We hope to see you next time. Thank you. God bless you, and good night.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, sir. And to SPE Lagos, a big thank you. It's indeed a privilege. Also to our Covenant University students, some of them are just watching here and looking at everything, and they have been here too. So a big thank you to them. And God bless SPE Lagos. So thank you very much. Bye, everyone. And thank you for staying. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So if you could send the slides later, those who are registered on the call will see how we can get across to them. For tomorrow's session, it's going to be a physical session. Unfortunately, it's not going to be hybrid. It's just for those who can make it to SPE house with their laptop. We want to have a good time doing hands-on session with Momo. we'll look forward to having an hybrid session if time permits within a year. Okay, God bless you and good night.
Good night.